Hi everybody, this is Donnie. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to you too. I am quite excited this week. I'm home from a trip to Houston to see my grandbabies, and we've been home about a week, and I feel like this is what I needed, just to stay home for a little while, catch up on my planning, do some videos. You know how it is. Home is where the heart is. I love being home. This is going to be a plan with me video in my Aura Estelle A5 wide planner. I am still in my pearl planner because I have yet to get the pre-sale ones. The new ones. I have not even had a shipping notice yet, but that's okay because I already had some. So I don't mind being at the tail end of the shipping on that. But I see everybody else's and I'm like, oh, I want mine. I'm using a kit today it's a digital kit off of the Etsy shop, Print Petticoat Bandit. It's gorgeous. The 4th of July kit has pinks in it. As you can see, I've pulled out some pin gems that might go with it. I also pulled out, I had a little grab bag or something from Simply Watercolor Co. I thought I might use some of those, but I ended up not. I will definitely list everything below. These bow clips are from Bookends Planning. They are so cute, and I actually I'll have to check on that. I don't want to misspeak and leave one out. It could be that they were from 3 Glitter Peas as well. That dangle clip was from Fur and You. I have lots of stuff sitting out here in silver foil that I might or might not use. Here's the kit. I'm going to spread it out a little bit so you can see the gorgeous foiling. This is one of the kits you can foil or leave as is. I also have Simply Gilded Washi pulled. I pulled the red, white, and blue, and then the pink that will go with the kit. And let's go through the pages of this kit. Every page has foil on it. Now there's other pages that I did not choose to print. These are the ones that I've chosen out of the digital kit. And look how much there is. So much gorgeousness. If you were to add up, seriously, all the different stickers, all the different pages, you would have well over $40 worth of kit pages. And it's a digital. It's not anywhere near $40. And you can print them as many times as you want. If you have a silhouette machine, it's quite easy. And if you like to do the foiling, you need a laser printer as well as like a mink machine to heat activate that foil on there. And they're gorgeous. Every one of these I do, I'm like, oh wow, this is better than the last one. So here's all the different pages I'm going to be going through. I've gone into fast motion here instead of just regular speed because this is my planning part. And I take a long time. This video is probably over or right at 2 hours worth of video. And if you watched my haul video, the previous video, you will see some of the things that happened, let's just say, while I was trying the last month or two to do some videos. I eventually ended up, my husband and I bought new phones. I used my cell phone to video these Playing With Me videos, and I kept running out of memory, and I realized I need to have a good 20% of open memory to actually record this much video. I have, of course, videos and pictures of my grandsons, so I had to actually delete some of that off of this old phone, which is fine. I have a cloud account, and it made it less fearful for me to delete video. And it's always scary when I delete video, especially of my grandkids, because I have to know that I'm not losing those moments. You know what I mean? And so getting the cloud helped my anxiety quite a bit on that level. And now I think it's going to be a whole lot better because I don't have to keep all those videos on this phone anymore. They're in the cloud. And I can just maybe designate my old phone for Playing With Me video. So Anyway, a few videos ago, I had bought an Erin Condren shipment of just some supplies, basically, and that ruler was, the gold ruler was one of them. It is bent. It is not straight and flat, so yet again, another reason not to go EC anymore. So I'm sticking with my old ruler, y'all. I know it's ratty looking, but it's a good one. It's a Westcott ruler, and it has stayed flat and true, so that's what I'm going with. Looking at the kit, it had a floral foiled bottom washi, and I chose not to use the bottom washi in the kit. I regret that decision now because I really think I messed up. I wanted so bad to use the red, white, and blue Simply Gilded washi that I have had for, this is probably the 3rd, 4th of July that I've had this, and I use it every year. I love it. I love the stripe. Ooh, I am so sorry. I did not know it did that. Sorry about that wiggle. I didn't even notice that. But I always love that red, white, and blue. I'm sorry, the red and white striped with that blue. And having pink as well, it's just, I think it's just gorgeous. And I thought I could incorporate that particular blue and that vivid red into this kit easier than what I did. See, it looks like I could, but I shouldn't have. I can tell a difference. You'll see at the end, it kind of stands out. And anyway, yeah, hindsight is 2020. This is a Let Freedom ring. I think is what that said up there. I put that up in the upper left-hand corner of the sidebar. I liked that particular sticker quite a bit. And I'm picking out the sidebar stickers to use. I've already mentioned it. I went to Houston. We flew, my husband and I. I have not been able to see my grandchildren that live in Houston. They're my only grandchildren. Because last year in September when I visited, the house flooded for a second time. I was there. Many of you know the story about that. We were inundated quickly with lots of water, and everybody's fine and safe and all, but they have just moved back into their house, had it redone, and yeah, there's that. But anyway, we went to see the kids for the first time since last September, when my newborn grandbaby was only 3 weeks old during that flood, and it was an ordeal. For them, for everybody that was in that, everybody, that whole neighborhood. It was very tragic. It was very sad. Many people lost everything. Thankfully, nobody in that particular area had lost their lives this time, and so we were quite thankful for that. But there was lots and lots of damage, still is to this day. But when we went, we were gonna drive, and my husband at the last second decided he would prefer to fly, which is fine. We can do that, thankfully. And so we did. We went on a flight that was proactively COVID protective. I don't know. There were seats in between everybody, supposedly. But on the way back, they didn't do that. We were crammed in like sardines. And so I voiced my displeasure about that, because we bought seats so that we could stay, socially distant from everybody, but they did not think that was important evidently anymore. So money, I understand you have to make a living, but it is what it is. And so I was not happy with the airline for that. They did hear about that from me 3 times already. So anyway, I felt safe flying because we kept our masks on and our gloves on the entire trip, and everybody at the airport was covered, and everything appears to be fine so far. So we are 1 week into our next quarantine. It seems like I always have to start a new date of quarantine, but at least from the airport standpoint, from arrival, we're 1 week, 1 more week, and we'll know for sure if we're okay from that. But having gone so long without seeing the grandkids, I was getting a little bit upset. So little. Anyway, I was so thankful to get to spend some time there and play with those babies. They are growing up so fast. The baby is pulling up on the sofa and walking around on the sofa. He is 10 months old now. And our eldest grandson is 2 years and 3 months old. So they're pretty close in age. We don't care. The more the merrier in our family. Both sets of grandparents were there. That was a total riot. We had so much fun. We played games in the evenings. We cooked. We ate together. We just did, we were all there. We were all pretty much quarantined in the house. Thankfully, it was a pretty decent sized house. And we played with grandbabies a whole lot. Okay, going back to the kit. I have the date covers down. I've dated those with the date dots that were in the kit and foiled. I'm so excited. I can always reuse something like that in future spreads. I always feel like I get so much for my money in these digital kits. And now comes the time where I have to decide what I'm going to do and I'm working on my weekend banner now. I'm looking for banner pieces, stickers, that are in the kit with some deco on them. Some of the patterns and elements from the kit. And so what you see here is me trying to choose those. It took some time. There's lots to look through for one thing, but I didn't know exactly what I was going to do for the washi tape and how I was going to do it. What I did, however, come up with was, of course, I have to use this new pink one with the 3 layers of bows and hearts on it. I think that's hearts. It is so cute. I just had to use that. So I decided to put it basically front and center, right down the center. And I'm going to use the longest piece right there in the middle. And that piece to me is always the hardest one to place because I don't really have something to line it up on. And it was so, transparent, that pink tape, that I didn't want that line behind it to use. I'm going to go over to the edges of the blocks, the full boxes there, and do each side. And I'm trying not to be my old self and have to match both sides. I decided I was going to do sizes the same on both sides, but I was going to use different colors and tapes on each side. So I wanted to definitely bring in a lot of the pink because there was so much of that in the kit, and that's what made me buy that kit, by the way. I think I actually have seen maybe 5 or 6 different kit types that have come out using this same deco or some of the same elements in the deco. I love that Labrador dog. Love it. We used to have labs and yellow labs, so it was exciting to get to see that. I loved the stripes. I like red, whites, and blues, but I really loved the pink. The pink is what sold me on this particular digital. So there's going to be a lot of hit and miss as I diligently try to get everything laid down for the weekend banner. Going back to the phones, let me ask y'all a question. Those of you who have iPhones, I understand that it is totally different from an Android. My friend Cindy and I were talking about the differences and the learning curves and all. And I kept my mind open to an iPhone when I walked into the store. At age 56, it was hard to think of a new learning curve on a phone. Plus, I already have what I need that works in my Android-based tech stuff, like my computer, my desktop, and the other stuff that I have. So I decided I was going to just keep the same basic Android, and I looked at some different ones. Now, I have an old, I'll call it old, it's over 2 years old. My husband and I had the LG V30s, and we liked them quite a bit. I went ahead and stayed with the LG brand and got the V60. This particular one is going to have the dual screen. We ordered those. They should be on their way. So we'll see how that works. But I wanted to ask y'all, what are the pros and cons if you already have an LG What are the tips and tricks, pros and cons to an LG? I may not know because I'm kind of an older person and I don't, excuse me, keep up with the technological aspects of different things. I might be missing something really important. So if you have an LG V60, that dual screen model, if you have one, and you can give me a pointer or two, like be sure and check out this, or don't forget it has this, I would appreciate any, any little pointers, because I don't want to miss out. I want to, since I've, invested in this, I want to know how to use it well. I have yet to use the camera other than screenshots or just take a few snapshots. I have not used the video camera yet on that new phone. I'm almost afraid to, but there's tons of memory in it. I should not ever have a problem recording a plan with me again. I just shouldn't. I have lots of storage now. This particular video you see right here, though, is still on my old phone. So until I learn how to use it correctly, and I'm just going to have to wait. I noticed that there are some settings I need to know about so that the lighting doesn't like go into this weird amber look while it's running. If you know what that is, help me, because I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure there's going to be a learning curve with that. Anyway, I am going to finish up this weekend banner. I love the way it turned out, but again, that particular blue is very vivid, as well as the red is very vivid. And as I finish the spread at the end of the video, you'll see kind of what I was thinking about it needing to be dispersed possibly more throughout the kit, the spread. I have two little openings because my banner stickers that I used were too short, and I needed to fill in some little bitty white spots there. So I'm looking for something, a sticker, a deco piece, something that I can use right in the middle of those. And I tried this little, I don't even know what to call it, a chevron maybe, that she has in the kit. That was not big enough. It was out of place, basically. There are some little deco bows. I put two of the blue bows down, and I thought that at first I was going to go with that because it really looked cute. And then I got to thinking, no, I still had that white space above it, and I can see it. It's kind of annoying to me, and I wanted to fill it up. So I kept looking through the kit. Now, Print Petticoat Bandit has this particular sheet there on the left of foiled icons, all kinds of shapes, all kinds of wedges, and what would you call it? Maybe a corner scalloped piece. I don't know. But anyway, I ended up picking bows, I believe it was. Or was it hearts? Nope, it looks like hearts. I picked up the hearts. And that seemed to fill it really cute. And I put one at the end of the tail on that particular piece. It got a little busy. I could have used the glitter headers that I pointed out there for some of those pieces, but overall I think it turned out okay. And it'll work. It'll work. So let's get started with Monday. I have been watching so many videos. Y'all have certain ones that I go to almost every week that, everybody tries through all this to keep, especially summertime, to keep up with making Plan With Me videos. And I understand that during this 2020 escapade of a year that things are different. Everybody is dealing with all of this in their own way. And I can't imagine those that live in the big cities. I was terrified a few times in Houston that something might happen, but thankfully it wasn't in that area. But I pray, y'all, I have prayed really hard. So I understand. It is difficult to try to make life go on in a normal way when things are not normal. So with that in mind, watching a video is a retreat for me, just like reading a book. Stepping away from the television. We have barely had the television on, only enough to try to keep up with our local news and the national news, enough to know what's going on. And so I pray for all of y'all. I'm looking for all of the pieces that I'm going to need for one day. And I really like the way that this has been working for me. Now the Monday is the first day of the week in my spread. As I'm going through here and making my decisions on, for example, these headers that I wanted to use, I wanted to kind of give myself a framework to work with. Once I have a framework down, I can work within the framework. It sounds stupid when I say it out loud. Sorry. Anyway, I make myself laugh a lot. Of course, I try not to kick myself too much. But anyway, once I figured out what headers I wanted to use, as you can see, I made myself have lots of choices, which I love. But I made myself finally decide as I was going across the week at the top to narrow it down. I had way too many stickers out on my hand, too many choices, and I needed to narrow it down a little bit. And so you'll see me pick up and put away one of the Deco stickers. That particular one on Wednesday is let's see if I can come up with the right word. It's a plaid background in pinks, and I fell in love with it right at the beginning. I had to have that one over and over in my kit spread. So I am trying to decide. Yes, again, trying to decide. I say that all the time, but it's true. I love having decisions. I like having extras around so that I can choose from them. Because I had chosen to do my spread day by day instead of laying down all the full boxes across, one column or one, I never know what words to use, but I hope y'all know what I mean. Instead of laying them straight across the page, I wanted to stagger them. And instead of staggering them within the 3 blocks that are kind of printed on the page there, I wanted to stagger them even further, like overlap, like you see here, the dog sticker with that clipboard sticker, and just not equal, but just off a little bit. That stagger I like a lot. I like the way it looks all the way throughout a planner spread. I say I can't get my words right, y'all. I'm sorry. It's been a couple of weeks since I did this. So what I'm going to do on Monday, I'm going to load up my fingers on my left hand with the stickers that I'm going to use for each of the days. For example, I'm going to use a half box, a full box. I'm going to use, of course, the headers that I've chosen. I also chose the Simply D designs on the left, that little banner with the hearts on it. I chose one of those. And so as I go through the kit for the first day, in a half scallop box, is that what we want to call that? I decided to use one of those. You're going to see me just kind of load up my left hand with all the stickers I need for one day. And I've done that before. I've done it over probably about the last 6 months or so. I've done it a handful of times, and yet I like it. I like doing that. But Monday is difficult, the first one, because I have to pick which ones I'm going to use. As I'm choosing and picking and placing all the different stickers for the spread, I over and over was overwhelmed, I guess, is probably a decent word actually, for the amount of stickers that you can choose from in this kit. Easily you could get 2 spreads out of it, especially if you printed the full box page twice and foiled it. There were way ton stickers to choose from. I wanted to use the full box size sticker cut in half for the checklist, but I chose to use, I don't know what to call this, a banner style checklist, and cut it in half instead. And the reason behind that is because the full box shaped one, sized one, has lines going across it that you can write on that do not divide in half easily. I would lose foiling and it would look off. So that's why I chose to use the banner style one on the side. It had a natural, in those scallop portions, that a natural spot, I could cut it and it would look okay. So that's why I chose it. So I'm going to load up my hand again with all of the elements that I need for one day, one column. Choosing the correct headers, kind of going through and deciding which colors, what full box I'm going to need. It was fun doing it this way. I kind of liked it. I like loading up my hand with just the ones I need and then putting them where I wanted them to be on the column. I liked that idea. I don't know or recall if I've seen anybody else do that. After I finished the Monday one though and picked all of my pieces, it became much quicker and easier. There's so much again to choose from in the kit, and I really like it's almost like a puzzle. Let's put it this way. You know, you want certain pieces next to each other because you've got, like, for example, a full box on one side and you don't want a full box next to it on the next column. You want something a little different. And so keeping that in mind is a challenge. I enjoy a challenge, not too difficult challenge. And so this kind of is fun. That's the fun part. See, I didn't want to put those scallops right next to each other either. Nor do I want to put the banner that's still left on my left finger across, directly from the next one. I needed it to be staggered somewhat. And then the challenge becomes, can I do it again on the third column? So that's kind of what I do. I like doing that every once in a while. Some days I'm not in the mood. When I'm doing a spread, some days I want to do everything the same straight across. In my B6 planner, my TN, I don't do videos on it anymore. It didn't have a whole lot of interest, which is fine because it became a little too much to do it as well. But in the B6, I like to use the same thing straight across because I try to do a few weeks at a time while I'm, during one sitting. And I also like to write in my TN without pulling out the insert. I like to write in a certain spot. I like to write at the top of the pages on it. So it became kind of easy for me to just go back and look previously what I had. I like it that way. I like Deco in it too, so I can always change things up with Deco. But I like the order of my TNs to be that way. Because this is so easy to pull a page out to write on, which I do when I use my Aura Estelle, my A5 wides, the spreads and write in them, I pull them out. I don't leave them in the notebook. It's too easy to pull it out and easily write instead of leaving it in there, unless it's just jotting down one tiny thing or something. So, a joke my friend at work many years ago used to say, this was back, how long ago? 15 years ago? 14 years ago? 14 years ago. She used to say, I reached the end of the internet. And back then, you'd think, oh, really? Did you reach the end of the internet? No, of course not. But when we had a glitch in our computers at work, she would just throw up her hands and say, that's it, I reached the end of the internet. Well, I feel like that right now because I don't know really what to talk about other than this is a sticker I'm putting down right now, and y'all can see what I'm doing. Y'all know what they are. I don't need to tell you what I'm doing. So I thought, like everybody else is doing, what if y'all ask me questions, either over on Instagram, on one of my posts over there, or here down below if you'd like. If you have questions, if there are things you would like to hear me talk about, give me some ideas, because sometimes me trying to come up with something, it's really hard. And I understand why everybody says, why don't y'all ask me some questions? I try to respond when I get comments on my YouTube channel as well as on my Instagram. I try to respond as quickly as I can and answer any questions. But why don't y'all just say, trying to think of a way that I would know that you wanted me to answer it on camera, just put video question, maybe video question, and then ask the question for me. And I don't know if y'all are willing to do that, but if you would, it would help me have something interesting to say while I'm doing a video. I'd appreciate it too if y'all would do so. That would help. And I think it'd be kind of fun too. And while I'm thinking about it, as I'm doing this, as you can see, this is the week of the 4th of July, which is all the way over on Saturday this week. The beginning of the week is still June, and today is the 30th of June. So we're on Tuesday of this week, and I'm just now getting around to doing this week. As you know, I don't know what the rest of the week looks like, so I'm not able to lay down icon stickers and things like that, which you'll see at the end, other than just kind of bows and hearts and what have you. Sometimes I do my spreads ahead of time, like this particular week, because I really just wanted to use the 4th of July right now. I just had to do it. But I have a few weeks that while we were visiting the grandbabies, I have not done spreads for yet. And I'm glad I didn't, because if you watched the haul, my haul video, my last name's Hall, so I called it the haul. But if you watched that video, you would have noticed that I had some stickers that I got from Sticky Bow Babies. They are adorable, and I want to use them desperately. And because I bought so many cooking and baking stickers from her shop, I wanted to incorporate them in those 2 weeks that we did a lot of cooking at my son's house. So probably in the next week or two, I'm going to try to catch up on those spreads and use those gorgeous, adorable stickers from her shop. I'm going to list her below. I have made a 4th order. Today is Tuesday, so that means $2 Tuesday, although they're $2.50. But I went ahead and ordered some more. I gotta quit doing this. They are just too cute, though. I can't help myself. I just cannot help myself. So anyway, if y'all are curious about that, check the haul video, the previous video, and you'll see all of the goodies from that. And you can also check her Etsy shop, Sticky Bow Babies, because it's really worth it. I think they're adorable. So I'm finally on Friday. Saturday and Sunday were pretty quick because they're shorter days because of course, the big banner up there. All I generally use my planners for, honestly, is if I have an appointment or something, it'll go down. I'll write it down. Rarely do I have an appointment. More than anything, I write down what I do during the day in my TN, so that each week I have a full week's notes and what have you in my TN. And it's not always pretty writing and stuff like that. And nor is it interesting stuff. Like we had frozen pizza for supper, big whoop. I don't want to put that in my pretty planner, this one. But I will put kind of what I did during the day. If I had phone calls, if we talked to, the kids and video chatted for the grandbabies and anything like that I want to remember. So that's what this planner and these spreads are for. Just basically the memory part of my life that I want to keep and that maybe my kids or grandkids might like in the future. That looked cute. I like the way that turned out. I don't know why I'm tapping that. Did I change something? Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm picking up, sorry, I have to remember what I did. I'm picking up quarter boxes this time instead of half boxes for Saturday and Sunday. I'm also going to pick one of each. I'm using 2 fingers on this because I've got Saturday on my first finger and my middle finger I've put Sunday stickers on so that I can pick them all at the same time because there's just a few for each. And I've decided instead of using the full-size Sincerely D Designs banner sticker, that pink one there, I will choose a smaller one that I made. Now I did a huge week-long foiling thing before our trip, and I made quite a few colorful backgrounds on regular sticker paper, and then I foiled it with and cut it with different things. So I enjoy doing that so much. I love doing that. It's a lot of work. It's a whole lot of work. But it is so neat when I end up with a big pile of stickers that I can add to my foiling notebooks. And I do it all by color, foil color. And that's one of them. A very light pale pink, tiny, tiny banner with confetti foiled on top of it. And I just love those. Those are some of my very favorite stickers. So I'm going to go through the kit page by page and see what I've missed, because I know I always miss something cute. So I'm going to pull a few things out that I think I'm going to use. The foiled bows that are on multiple pages, a few little foiled pieces that I wanted to pull out. I know I'm going to pull another, there's another bow, and then that is a foiled checkered plaid, maybe, I can't recall. Anyway, just pieces I think I might want to use on my spread here and there, and we'll look through all these gorgeous foiled pieces and see what I can do. So the floppy bow clips, if you've got a floppy bow on a clip, I'm going to use it. I love the floppy bow clips. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for those. I don't know why. I think they are just gorgeous. I love them. Look at that little corner scallop box. It's gorgeous, a floral with foil on it. Of course I have to use it. So I'm just trying to find little spots, a little file, whatever that's called. Needed a little extra, so it got it. And I'm going to go through and on the half circled scallop boxes, I want to put a little something something because there's no foil on those. So I decided to use her icon list there. She's got hearts and bows on little tiny circles that are scallops. They're so cute. So I put those on just the plain Jane ones. The other two are decorative. They just didn't need it because they have florals on it. I like to see the florals instead. Went through and used on the weekend quarter boxes, just the little push pins. Those were adorable. Look at all the silver. I love it. That was a lot of fun. That was a fun spread. As you can see, the blues at the bottom I just pointed out really do pop. They go well with the kit. They're fine, but I should have tried to put, I was trying to decide if I should even try it or not. And I decided not to. It was pretty as it is, so I'm just going to leave it. But those dark blues really did pop, and they might look a little out of place, but that's what I ended up with. Okay, I'm going to open this up, find July, and put these back in. Because I cut little slits from the holes, I can just pop them right in, kind of like a happy planner. I love that. I never have to open up the rings in my planners because of that. And I'm going to pull over the clips, the pins, and of course the dangle clip I have to use on the left side. I love that. I love dangles. That was so much fun to order those and get those. The pin gems, which one? The dark? I probably should have kept the dark, but I did the lighter one. I think they're gorgeous. I just love pin gems. And I've replaced the ink in my pin gems too. I'm going to go ahead and use both of those clips. I love bow clips. Have I said that? Do y'all know I like bow clips? I get a little crazy on bow clips. Now we can start the slow-mo. Look at the close-up. See how pretty this kit is. I happen to choose the foiling version of, I believe it was Light. She gives you foil options. Awesome. It just turned out beautiful. I love the kit. The pinks, I love these pinks. They're like the perfect pink. The florals along with all of the, I know Amy of Two Little Bow Babies, Sticky Bow Babies, she likes the the patterns in the background of wood. I do too. I think it's a shabby chic, beautiful look. And I love the way it turned out. I can't think of the lady's name that does print Petticoat Bandit, y'all. I'm sorry. But she always does such a lovely job. The kit is outstanding. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. I'm sorry if I'm pretty chatty. My husband's gone at the moment, and I get to chat all I want and not have him say, well, why do you do that or whatever. Anyway, he's not around right now, so I got to kind of chat my lips off on this one. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all will answer or ask me some questions. Ask me some questions. I need some help for next time. Take care. Happy 4th of July. God bless America. That's all I can say. Bye, y'all.